Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning and I'm here super early. I was going to go out garage sailing and do this live later, but the fog is thick this morning, super thick. And so I decided to just show this early, and hopefully you guys, if you're not around now, you can catch it on the replay. I'm really excited to show you this project, and I hope it won't take too long so that you can make a bunch on your own. Let me just unplug my phone here. I'm having issues with Facebook again and the landscape mode, so here we are vertically. Today I want to use this really cute Howliday Express stamp set. I bought it with the thin cuts because I wanted to be able to cut them out really easily and not do a lot of fussy cutting. And so there are certain sets I don't mind fussy cutting, but this is one that I bought the thin cuts for. And I went ahead and did that early. Cut out all the little parts and pieces, and I watercolored them using my inks. And you might notice there's a little shimmer on the pieces because I like to use the shimmer brushes too. Like his hat, I shaded with shimmer brush. Okay, sorry, it went out of focus there for a minute. It's like the closer I get, the crazier the focus gets. Okay. Anyway, so the other thing I want to use today, in addition to this cute little set, is the Halloween special, the I Want Candy special. And I don't necessarily want to use all of the parts and pieces, but there's a few colors and a couple of papers I'm going to use out of this set. You wouldn't need to do these colors. You could do all cardstock. But I did make this card, which I posted, and I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I did to this card to make it special. And one is I used aluminum foil. I just lightly stamped on the aluminum foil so that I knew where to cut it out. And then I just glued it, kind of wrinkled it up and glued it on there. And it would have looked cuter probably to make it loose. But anyway, there's that. I fussy cut out the little squares. I did them in dark and on the dark side of mocha and the light side of mocha so that I would have different colors. But then at the last minute, I thought you know how candy wrappers are shiny and glossy? I used my liquid glass on all of the candies to give them some shine, and I went ahead and did that on top of the candy bar too, so it kind of offset that light dark thing I had going. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that because there were a few special things that I did to that card, and I wasn't going to show how to make this card because I basically just cut out pieces and colored them. So there's that. And then the other thing you're going to be seeing popping up is this layout. I did a 2-page layout, and I used one of the layouts from the Make It From Your Heart Volume 6, like the idea book. And I just thought, these were really cute. These little puffy stickers are so adorable. And then the regular flat stickers, I added glossy accents to. And I used that cool glitter paper. So it was just fun. It was just a fun thing. The other thing I wanted to use, I've been dying to use, is that alphabet set where the letters connect, and I just hadn't had a chance to use it very much, and so I thought that was a good option. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. Cool. This is a picture. I know it's a Halloween special, but that is not Halloween-y at all. It could be, I guess, but I was gonna put pictures on there of me and Steve. And I have a picture of us kissing in front of the Disney castle, and I thought that would be really cute. They'd give me some sugar. That's cute. Anyway, let's get on to this card. So I went ahead and pre-cut all the parts that I needed because I didn't want this video to be like an hour long. And I want to do a twist and flip, pop and flip, pop and twist. I don't know what they call it, but a card that pops up when you open it. And I want to show you how to make the mechanism. It's super easy, and it looks so complicated. Oh my gosh. And so this is just a really fun card, and you know, decorating it to me is the hard part of this card, because you have the front, but then on the inside you have these 4 panels you got to put stuff on, and to me that's a lot of images to decide on. So that's the hardest part, right? But let's start with the actual card base. So the weird thing about this card is if you take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and chop it in half long ways, right? So it's 4 1/4 and 4 1/4. You end up with 2 card bases for this. And the idea for this is that you fold them in half and there'll be top folding. So I have my scoreboard out here, and I'm just gonna score this at 5 1/2. And you know, when you fold with the bump into the card like that. So then you have this card base that opens with the fold at the top. Okay, now for the inside, the pop-up portion, you need 2 pieces of paper the same size. So basically, the biggest width you probably want to make is about 2 1/2. So I made this one 2 1/2, and I don't know, I just randomly cut this. This is 10 inches long. It's probably a little long. We can always trim it down. This one is to me a little short, and I only made it 8.5 inches long. So I would make it just a little bit longer. I thought, oh, I'll just try it now while we're on here. So to make the mechanism, you basically just put it in your scorer, and you want to score it in half this way, and lengthwise, and in half portrait and landscape. I don't know, lengthwise, horizontal, and whatever. So half of 2 1/2. So half of 2 is 1, half of a half is 1/4. So 1 1/4 is a half. I know, you're like, what? When I'm trying to figure the half mark, I go to the first whole number, which is 2, and I go, so the half of that is 1. And then the other part I have is a 1/2 inch. It's just easier for me to figure that way. I know you guys are like, what the heck? And then you turn it horizontally and score it in half, which would be 5. So we have it. We're done with our scoreboard. I'm gonna put that away. I'm gonna set it aside. I'm not gonna be able to put it away. I got cords and stuff in the way. Okay, so for the first fold, we want to make an X on the front. And to do that, we're gonna take this score and match it to this score, folding the right side down so that these scores line up like this. Now, don't pinch it quite yet. You want to flip it over and make sure these scores on the back line up too. And sometimes you do have to like twist it just a little bit to make sure that this score is okay and that this score is okay. So you just want to make sure they're lined up nice, okay? Like that. And on the back, like that. Okay, unfold. You've got your first part of your X. Now we're going to do the same thing with the left side. Fold it down, kind of line up those score marks. Flip it over, make sure the back lines up. That's pretty good. Kind of pinch that. Okay, and then we're gonna use our bone folder. So we have a couple of lines that make an X, and we have the cross. Now we are going to fold the lengthwise cut in half. Don't worry about this middle cut. It was just a mark, our middle score, it was just a mark for us. Okay. So what you're gonna see is this is gonna fold down, and it's going to kind of pop. Your triangles are gonna pop. So what you're gonna get is the triangles that will attach to the paper, if they'll pop for me. There we go. Okay, so your triangles are gonna pop. These sides kind of fold in like this, like a taco. And then they just kind of naturally wanna fold in like this. Now, the bottom should line up. If it's not perfect, it's okay. We'll trim it just a little if we need to. But basically, you just want to crease everything really nice. And this is your mechanism for your pop-up. So there's your X. Your sides will fold in, and here's your pop-up mechanism. Now, the other piece that's the same size, we're just gonna fold it in half and do like, you know, mountain valley kind of thing. So you get, I fold it in half and folded it back on itself, and you end up with a W. So just like that. So this is the part that will attach, that you'll be decorating. And now sometimes it's easier to decorate the card, you know, now. Like sometimes it's just easier to, while you can lay it flat really easy, you know, put your pieces on while you are messing around here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use liquid glue. So this is that, I want candy paper, and it has that really cute star paper inside. And I thought that would be a good background. I cut them a little small because I cut them to put on the other card, and I made this base just a smidge bigger. But this will let the glue dry and show you how I'm going to decorate. The other thing that I have for the inside of this, let me get my parts and pieces out here. I have a shimmer brush in case I need it. I have all kinds of stuff in here. I just need to get it all out. I have these pieces that I thought would be cute. They're just scraps of glitter paper that I thought would be cute as like snow. And I'll just put it at the bottom in case I need to tuck. Okay. Hi, Heather. Where did you find the tiny apple? This? Okay. Let me see if I have one. This I bought at Club Scrap, okay? And they're cheap. They're super cheap. And I buy them and I buy several at a time. I've also found them at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, but the pin that goes in the tip of those doesn't fit tightly. I don't know. I bought these pins. They're just stainless steel quilting pins that fit inside. And the other thing about these little tubes like this is if you lay them on their side, if you store them upright, they seem like, first of all, you get air glops when you start to use it, but it sometimes will dry out and need a cleaning out. Like this is the same tube that I've used for like 2 years. Yeah, I just fill them with glue. So hold on, so there's 2 kinds of glue I use. I use Club Scrap bookbinding glue, which is amazing. And I use the Barely Arts glue, which comes in a big bear. And I just refill it and refill it. And I refill it a lot because, you know, I use a lot of liquid glue. And it sticks like magic. Now, the Tombow Multi, you know, the little white and green tube or the little blue tube, those are great, but they do not dry very fast compared to this. This dries so quick. It really is, and it's acid free, which is amazing to me. For scrapbooking and stuff, I don't feel bad about using it. So there you go. All right, so I've got this little piece. I could go ahead and decorate. I'm gonna hold off on putting my little pieces on just for now, okay? Because I want to show you how this goes into the card. So we have our card base. We have our weird little mechanism. And what you want to do is you want to lay it down kind of centered and up to that score line right there. Not over, like you don't want to go over, you just want to go up to the score line. And approximately centered, you know, you don't have to measure. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you. Okay, so if you lay this on your side all the time, it just doesn't seem to glop up. I very seldom have to really clean that out. I'm only putting glue on this triangle. It's the Barely glue is my favorite glue. I have tons of bookbinding glue. I like it equally as well. It stays wet just a fraction of a moment longer. And it seems that I would almost guess they were the same glue. That's how close they are. So I just use whatever I have and whatever I can get the cheapest. I'm so cheap. Okay, and then we flipped it over and now we're only putting glue on the triangle. Hi, Pam. Oh my gosh, how are you? Is it foggy like crazy up there, you guys? It is so foggy you can't see across the street right now. I have this huge crafty garage sale to go to today. I know, me buying more craft stuff, go figure. But I can't, it's in another little town and I don't think it's very safe to drive right now. So I was just waiting for it to burn off. All right, so when I open it up, I just want to make sure I don't have excess glue anywhere. And you can see how that works. It is going to expand and fold up on itself when the person opens and closes the card. Isn't that cool? That's cool, right? Ta-da! The main thing is you want to make sure these legs don't stick out past the bottom of your card. So this was like 10 inches. You know, this card is an 11 inch total, so you wouldn't want to go past 11 inches because when you fold it up, it will stick out. So that's why I made it 10. It's 10 inches. I just don't want it to stick out. Ta-da! And as far as the width goes, you can change that to anything you want, but the wider it is on here, the more likely it will be to hang up on itself. I made a, I was messing around, for example, with a slimline card that popped up, and I wanted to see if I could get it to pop up sideways. And you can see what happens is it wants to hang up. It'll close, but it's like this is too wide and it doesn't want to easily pop closed. It has like a hitch in it, which is annoying. So you want to make sure that that isn't, you just don't want it to be too wide. So now we have this piece that's going to go on top of here, but you can't just glue it down because it won't allow the mechanism to move. So where you put the glue is critical, okay? We are only going to put glue in two places. On this left wing, below the score line for about 1.5 inches or so, and on the right wing above the score line for about 1.5 inches or so. It could be, you know, the width of your piece, but anyway, that's where you put it. Below the score line, above the score line. And then I'm just going to kind of lay it flat, and I'm going to put this in place. So I'm just going to line it up with my mechanism. I got this bottom part glued, and then I'm going to stretch it out and line it up with the top. And so I'm just going to sit here and hold this for a minute. The only place this is glued, left side below the score, right side above, and that's it. And that way it allows everything to move the way it's supposed to move, but it's still secure. So when you close your card, you can kind of see it fold in onto itself. And then I just crease like crazy, making sure everything is creased nice. So it pops and it folds open and close. So while I let that dry for just a minute, excuse me, I'm like sneezing. Okay. I normally would gut my glitter paper and save the inside, since very little of this is actually going to show. But today I did not do that. So I'm just saying, glitter paper seems so much more expensive than normal, and it feels wrong to put it on here where only 1/8 of an inch is showing or whatever. It's just like, oh, that just doesn't seem right. So you can see where decorating it might be a little easier before you put all your mechanisms in. This is pink flamingo paper. It's flamingo. And I'm going to use the light side of it. You can see how the thing about glitter paper is tape runner won't hold. I'm telling you, I have yet to find a tape runner that I think holds well onto glitter paper. And even my ATG with the super gummy, gluey tape, it just doesn't. And so if you're not going to use foam tape, you need to use a liquid glue that is really strong, and you can see it just soaks it up. So sometimes when I'm gluing onto glitter, and that's another reason why I like to gut my glitter, is because then you have at least the center panel is on regular cardstock where you're gluing. Ta-da. Okay. And then I'm going to use this is ballerina. I'm gonna use the light color of ballerina. I know, pink, and I'm doing Christmas. How weird. I should have added a bunch of candy apple red to this too, but oh well. I'm just sliding it around, trying to make the sides all even. And then I went ahead and I cut out this scallop out of clover. I thought that was a nice background. It added green, which is at least a Christmassy color. And then this is Glacier, which is one of the colors. I kind of initially had thought about making this whole thing super pale blues and greens and purples. And I don't know, I got into this green mode. And then this is those fun Christmas letters. I've been kind of playing around with stamping, you know, Merry and Noel and Joy and, you know, just Christmas words just to see how they look. And when this is all done, I'm definitely adding glitter and stuff to that stocking, and I'm gonna add some stickles. I think I'm gonna add stickles to this, to the front of it, and let it dry. The other thing I wanted to do on this bottom is I kind of cut all these strips and stripes, and I thought it would be kind of cool. Hold on a minute, I gotta get my pieces out. This is part of that. This, it's hard to see, but it is a stamp in this set. And I just love these little lights. And so I thought that would be fun on the front, but they kind of, I don't know, fade out or something. I know that, you know, the problem with that alphabet set is you really need to play with it a lot before you use it on anything, because some of the, like I made the word Merry and I love it. Let me see if I have it near me. I don't remember where I put it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hold on. So I made the word Merry, and I thought, oh my God, that's gorgeous. That would be cool on a scrapbook page. There's Noel. So I've been playing around a little bit. Peace. And then I thought, well, I'll put it on a slim. I tried to put it on a regular card, but you would have to put it sideways. So I couldn't use it on this card. Not easily. I guess if I didn't make it a flag and just put it across, it would work. So I guess that would work. I was just thinking it was too long. Peace. It just fits. Just fits. Anyway, I've been playing around with that. I love that alphabet. I'm with you. Okay. Oh, gosh. I sneezed, and now my sinuses are nuts. Okay, so I want to put this on. I want to put some stripes on. So I'm just going to put some stripes across here. I have no plan. I just know I wanted some stripes on here. So I'm going to put that there. There's blue. And then green. I'm making them kind of long so I can trim them off at the end. And then, do I want pink? See, I was worried about putting that pink and that blue together because, you know, they start looking like a baby card. Right? I'm like, okay, that's nuts. All right. The only thing I don't like about that is I covered up my glitter, duh. And I have a couple of, my fingernails driving me crazy. I have a couple of little hollies to put on there. I think I might put that on with foam. It's already pretty deep, like thick card with that mechanism in there. You wouldn't have to use such heavy cardstock for the mechanism like I did. I used, instead of using White Daisy, I used that cardstock Steve brought home, and it's a lot heavier. It's almost too heavy for cards, you know what I mean? Anyway. I really love these little presents. Oh my gosh, I love them. Okay, hold on. I was hoping this would not be like a million years long. I've been trying to keep the Friday ones a little shorter, but I don't know why. It's like kind of dumb. I'm like, I ought to just show what I want to show and not worry about the time. There's a lot of people who, like you, Heather, watch in parts and pieces. I always feel guilty for taking up everybody's busy time. All right. Stick on there. Sticking to my thumb instead of to the card. Okay. So there's my front of my card. I'm going to stickle it up, right? It's going to be cool. And now I can decorate the inside, which is that mechanism I just showed you, the pop. And you can see now where it's kind of hard to lay it flat because it really does, that mechanism is good. I mean, it really wants to pop, right? So I'm going to lay it a little bit flat, but I can't lay it totally flat. And I'm going to go ahead and put on all of my pieces and parts. Now, because these are watercolored, I got them a little wonky. In other words, they're just a little bit like warped because I got so much water on them. But I mean, really, they're so cute. They're so cute. All right. I'm just going to set a bunch of blocks on there. And then I'll just go to the next one. The main thing when you decorate your little squares is that you don't go over your score. Like, you don't want stuff to, it's okay if it pops up a little bit above and below, but you don't want it past or your card won't fold later. Ask me how I know that. I was like decorating using, I did a sunny one in the summer and I was using rainbow stuff on here, and my card was, I had too much stuff in here. Oh, I even put gems and things in here and it wouldn't fold up. I was like, okay, that was a little much. I got a little carried away. Okay, and then on the last one, I just want to do trees. Now, on this tree, I just watercolored them with the green, but yet on that last tree, I put gel pen on it like snow. So you can, that's another way to do. And then some of the trees I did in